Hey, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Owner's Box. Michelle is getting ready. I am ready. It's Valentine's Day. I have my beautiful red hoodie today. Michelle, what do you think
It
of
looks
my?
orange. I'm not gonna lie.
It does. It's totally red. It's so red.
It is.
Happy
It
Valentine's
looks
Day.
super orange. Happy
Did
Val.
you
You know, I got a Valentine's from TaylorMade.
So did my wife.
Oh, isn't that so
Very nice.
sweet?
Thank you, TaylorMade. Yeah, she was so happy
Yeah,
because it's
thank
the
you,
kind of
TaylorMade.
chocolate she really likes. We have a great show for you today. We have some great guests. They are the Sport of Kings Racing. Did I say that right? Sport of Kings Racing? Am
Sport
I
of
doing that?
Kings Racing Partnership. Yeah.
Sport of Kings Racing.
Mohammed Mubarak is going to be
Okay.
joining us. And
All
I
right.
believe another partner also, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. Well, we're going to have two people from Sport of Kings Racing Partnerships in seconds here. As soon as Michelle,
After I get my makeup
we
and my
just
hair
know
done.
that the behind the scenes stuff looks great. Michelle.
This is the kind of thing that if we
I'm gonna
weren't
do a
doing
couple of
video, I
we'll do a
wouldn't
couple
have to
quick
worry
quick
about.
quick updates. White Abario landed in Saudi. I saw that.
Yep.
There's some
Emily there, obviously. She flew out and
that's awesome
she
that
said
she
he
went.
was like 4 hours later than they thought he was gonna get there.
Ooh,
But
okay,
he's
nice.
there
All
safe
right.
and sound,
Yeah,
and
fabulous.
they have to walk tomorrow, they can jog on the training track.
When are you going?
The next What happened? My
I
whole
don't know.
thing disappeared right now.
I can see you. I see you.
You can see me?
Yeah.
Weird, okay. Um, and then the next day, they can train on the main track.
That's awesome. So exciting times for the Saudi Cup, which looks like an amazing race, Michelle. What's
Yeah.
going on over here in the States? Anything fun? Anything interesting? Three things of note that we can get to
Well,
before?
we've got 5 days of racing coming up at Santa Anita.
That's
So
gonna be
we've
fun.
got Thursday through Monday. Monday's dollar day.
Great.
So
You
that's
know I
gonna be
love the dollar
exciting.
days. Those hot dogs
I
at Santa
know.
Anita on the dollar days are amazing. They're my favorite things.
Um,
I'm going to have 8 of them.
so really, instead of 3 things of note, I wanted to ask you if you listened to the Nick Luck Stuart Janney interview.
I did listen to it,
And then
ironically
I
enough.
wanted to know your thought.
Okay, number one, I found it incredibly boring. I have
Really?
to be honest. Yeah, I just like maybe I don't know. Every time he spoke, I was like, I didn't. Sometimes kind of dodging the questions a little bit, just not really getting to
Do you
the
think he was
point and the
dodging him, or you think he
crux.
just didn't know what to say?
I don't know. I don't know. It was kind of frustrating to watch. I literally just would fast forward to a couple of the sections, and even those sections I found just unlistenable. This whole feud between him and Rapoli is strange to me. I wish they would just pick up the phone and call each other and talk about it. I mean, communication is key. If we're going to try to improve and grow the sport and do things differently, we need to talk about it. We need to get people behind it. And I think the Jockey Club needs to be a big part of it. I saw a tweet from Bradley Weisbord today that I thought was interesting, asking questions about the Jockey Club that, truthfully, I would like to know the answers to as well. So I think I just, Michelle, I'm being honest, I could not even get through it. And I hope people don't say that about our podcast. I hope it's just not boring. I found it kind of boring. With all due respect, I love Nick Luck, by the way. And I think it's great that he's having all these major industry people on to talk about things, and he's asking the right questions. I just don't think he's getting the right answers.
Well, and I
What
mean,
is
that's
your
the
hair right
beauty.
now? What are you doing?
I'm
And
curling my hair. That is the beauty about Nick Luck, though, is that he asks like every question, right? Like
yeah,
he
no,
has
absolutely.
no boss to respond to, so he can ask them
That's what we talked
anything.
about last night with us. That's what we talked about. Now you're fixing your new short hair. What is this called? Is this called a bob?
No, it's not quite short enough to be a bob. It actually
Is it
looks
like
fine when it's like messy
is it like
waves,
Dorothy
but
Hamill circa like
I don't know, but I'll tell
1984?
you what, it is really hard to do this without a mirror. I'm
Well,
just
why are
like
you doing it?
blindly grabbing
All right,
because
please stop. Let's get the
otherwise,
guests. I want them.
well, I can't do this when the guest is on.
Well, they didn't finish.
I'm trying to finish. I'm doing as
People
quick
are
as I
listening.
can.
So people who are
Oh, look,
listening,
our second guest is on now also, James Politato.
James,
So in
James
just a
and
second, we'll
Mohammed.
bring them in as soon as I'm done curling my hair, all right? I had to get on this
Probably,
early.
are they watching this?
I don't know if they can see
Yes,
it or
they
not.
are. They're probably laughing right now, going, "I can't believe that she's doing her hair on the show, and
This
why
is
are we
Billy's
doing
fault
it?"
because Billy wanted to start doing video podcasts.
I did because people watch this on YouTube. I don't know how they find this, but the Owner's Box on YouTube. Do you know how to find the show on YouTube?
I don't know.
Maybe we should know
I
that.
actually YouTube is blocked in my house
Oh, well, you have little
because I have
kids.
kids. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what else is coming up.
All right.
Michelle's done. Let's bring in our
Uncle
guest.
Holder had her baby this year.
I saw
Little
that.
Jackie's Warrior.
Little Jackie's Warrior,
Day
who's
on
also
Valentine's Day.
that is very nice. A Valentine's Day present. You look great, Michelle. Let's bring on the Sport of Kings Racing Partnership. We're going to find out all about. Here we go. Here's James. What's up, James?
How you doing, brother?
Good. Hey, wow, look at that. There's a lot of winner's circle pictures back there. That's what I like to see. Hi, Mohammed. Oh, wait, you're muted, Mohammed. There you go.
Yep. That's when Mohammed's at his best, when he's muted.
You don't have a lot.
That's what I feel about Billy too. I feel like we should switch our sides so it can be like the mutes versus the unmutes.
I love it.
Sport of Kings Racing Partnerships. Tell us how this started. Who do we ask first? James, what's going on?
Mohammed, I'll go first. So from my end, I met Mohammed and Maria and Michael, and I know you've done a couple of shows with those guys about a year ago at the Ocala sales. And these guys had a great concept going. Obviously, Michael had some success with Hammer Time already, so he was pretty well established. And I love the people in the operation, and that's how we clicked. So we started literally while we were at Ocala, and the next day we bought our first horse together.
That's amazing.
What was it?
So we named that horse. He's out of Yoshida, and he's training right now. He should be ready. Mohammed, what do you think? A few more weeks?
It's going to take about a month. He's a big, beautiful horse. It's just going to take a little. It's been taking his sweet time to get into himself a little bit.
Which is a great thing to do.
They all take their sweet time. We all know
that's
about
okay.
that. Patience.
If you rush them, you wait longer.
Yeah, exactly.
James, forgive me, because are you a partner or are you an investor with Sport of Kings?
An investor with them, but also a consultant for them more so. So we kind of bounce things off each other, and it's a good network. Mohammed's going to be handling all the babies and stuff, but if they wanted to claim something, Michael and Bob and I and Maria would go over it together and then come up with a plan. So right now, I partner with them on that 2-year-old there, a few at Saratoga. And we've had a lot of success with the Cantamachis at Saratoga. It's been wonderful meeting them. And that's just like Mohammed. I didn't know these people until about a year ago.
Interesting. You said they had an interesting concept. What was the concept that attracted you to Sport of Kings?
So one of the things that when I first started out, so my background, I started with cheap claimers at Suffolk Downs and Rockingham Park. My brother was a trainer for 40 years. My dad owns my whole life. And when I had the opportunity, I started out a little small time with some small groups. I started with West Point, and they branched me out to meet George Weaver, and that's how I had most of my success on my own, going that route. And when I met Maria and Michael, these are great people. These are, and then Muhammad, of course, is just the history of him as a horseman is second to none. And we had an opportunity to put something together that I knew was going to be successful, and it was exactly what I was looking for when I was trying to partner up with people. I've had some partnerships in the past that they just weren't my type of people. They didn't have the same philosophy. They didn't put the horse first of all. And if you're not going to do that, then we're doing it wrong. So let's start right there. 100%. And to see like these people as horsemen, like Muhammad coming in, and then to meet him as a person and get along. And now I would consider us great friends now. We hung out a couple of weeks ago down in Miami and had dinner together. No business at all. And that's the great part of it. And that's what you want.
That's good. Yeah, my dad always told me, get into partnership, get into business with people you want to have dinner with. Mohammed, tell us a little bit about yourself. This is you're a new face to myself and Michelle and probably some of our listeners, but according to James, you're a legend already. So where
I know you're a grade 1 winning trainer.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. I mean, you got to brag a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a third generation in horses, and I started in Europe as a 20-year-old trainer. I learned with Vincent O'Brien and John Ox. I had a very good introduction to the game as a young child, like almost 14 years old. And I went on to England, started at the age of 20. My boss, who's the owner of my late boss, who was the owner of Buckram Oak Farm. I don't know if you're familiar with Buckram Oak Farm.
Sure.
I started 4 years there, and we moved over here to the States. And we had a lot of success over there and over here. It was fantastic. So, and I got to be very grateful to Michael Karras, who's our founder and president, for giving us the opportunity, me and a wonderful team we've put together, to elevate from, the claiming, nothing against the claiming, but, in order to step up to 2-year-olds and get involved in some of the bigger races, obviously it takes a little more. It takes like a syndicate or shares or, to get more people on board to get you up there,
Yeah,
So
absolutely. No, that's what I do. I totally understand the whole shares and syndication. And also there's a lot of benefits to it. I know Michelle has a quick question. Michelle, go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, when you came over here, you had really good success over in the UK. Why did you want to come to the US? And did you find it tough to make that leap from claiming horses back into what you had come from?
I was never a claiming trainer. I never claimed.
Michelle, you're killing the guy.
2 years ago, I started with my two boys who have a stable here in Florida. They train. That was the first time I did that. Our game always was the yearlings and the 2-year-olds, trying to develop a good horse. And we were pretty good. We had a lot of success without having to pay this heavy duty money, that people are out there paying. But nowadays, they're gone into the individual. You used to find the individual rather than pedigree and looks and all that with it. We used to just run around Keeneland trying to get the individual where we can do it. And we were fortunate enough to do it. But now even the individual, they're eating the green and the dry, as they say.
We're trying to go back to that too with Muhammad aboard and being the horseman that he is. We're trying to go back to finding the right horse, and it doesn't have to be off the pedigree alone. We'll combine a couple of different aspects of what we're trying to do. And I'm a big paper guy, and he's a big horse guy.
Yeah.
It sounds like it.
We're taking it as a 3-year project, as we build up with reducing the claiming horses and increasing the younger horses. And hopefully in 3 years, we would have a 5-year-old couple, if we'll be able to hang on to a couple of 5-year-olds, a couple of 4-year-olds, a couple of 3-year-olds from every batch that we have, in order to complete a stable where we have like 3, 4, 5 stake horses, few allowance horses. Slowly, it's going to take a bit of time, but we will get there for sure.
I know Michelle wants to jump in. Guys, for anybody who's new, Mohammed, are you the trainer or are you the actual? I know you're there, bloodstock agent, and I saw something on the website that you're working with the young horses. And then do you give them to a trainer, or are you going to train them?
No, training. I don't train. My two boys, they train, but they don't train for the syndicate because I feel it's a conflict. It would cause conflict.
Okay, I just want to make sure that so we know what we're dealing with here. James, more about Sport of Kings. What you guys are you looking for investors? Is this a true syndicate? Is this a West Point, Eclipse, Little Red Feather? Is this what you're trying to do? And if so, what is the brand?
It's going to it's going to be a little bit of a hybrid of all of them. And like Muhammad said, that in the 3-year plan that we do want to lean away from the claiming horses more so. Right now we have that because people want instant action. And if you don't give them claimers, they don't want to sit. Like we bought that horse at the sale last year. We made that conscious decision to sit on that horse till a 3-year-old that both Muhammad and I thought that was the right move. And I think we're going to be blessed because we did that. That was hands down the right move to develop the horse properly. Some people don't have that patience going in. And that's why we kind of started with the claimers and to get people interested. But yes, our goal is to syndicate. I would stay in, a lot of these horses that we're buying that we're going to these 2-year-old sales at, I'm going to stay in on my own as part of the syndicate. I'll bring some people in that want smaller doses, but I'll stay in for a leg or a half or, for anything because I believe in what we're doing.
Right. But Sport of Kings, to make money, there has to be some type of marginalization. There has to be a markup. There has to be something, or maybe not. Tell us what the business plan is for a particular investor to come into the Sport of Kings.
Yeah, it's going to depend on what the horse is. But right now, so Maria's in charge of sales. And what she's doing is syndicating the horses by a one-horse basis. They are going to form at some point, against Muhammad's wishes, a claiming partnership in advance to possibly claim a horse or 2 or 3 to run at Saratoga again, to have the same people that are buying into either a pinhook syndicate or a 2-year-old syndicate while they're waiting to go and have something that's live and racing that has an opportunity to get there. The markup, it's minimal compared to some of the other ones. It may go up as this group establishes themselves a little bit more. And I think they already have. I think in the year that I've known them, they've done some wonderful things. To win 5 races at Saratoga is incredible in their first season. So really an accomplishment.
Michelle.
Can you like sell us on the partnership a little bit? So what are some of the perks that you get? What are the investment opportunities for our listeners out there? Are we talking about micro partnerships? Are we talking about everyone's 10% or more?
Yeah, it would be 10% or more. The micro partnerships are good to have a little bit of fun with. They're not realistic. I mean, everybody loves my racehorse and having that share, and to have that rooting interest. And I think it's great for the sport in that aspect. But from an investment standpoint or really learning the industry, you got to have really some real skin in the game. And in what SOK is doing is giving you the opportunity to have some real skin in the game. So we don't want 70 partners on a horse. That's not the right way of doing it. We want everybody to be able to go into the paddock and see their horse on race day, to go to the barn and not have to draw straws to see who gets in. In some of those major syndicates, not West Point. I love West Point. They were how I got started. And Tommy and Terry are some of my closest friends. I love the way they do it. But again, some of them, they have a little smaller shares. You can buy 2.5. SOK really doesn't want that. They want everybody to have that full fan and investment experience. So it's really going to be 10% and up.
When did this all start? Is this how old is the partnership? Because you talked about buying horses last year at the sales. Is that when SOK really kind of took off? And I know you have this 3-year plan, but like, what's the purpose of this partnership? I know you guys are coming on today. I know you guys are doing a lot of stuff within the media. Are we looking for new investors? Is that's what we're doing?
Yeah, we would love new. Bigger is better, right, Mohammed?
Yeah, well, we missed last year. Apparently we met in June. All the sales were gone, the breeze up sales. So we ended up in again the horses that we have, some claiming horses, some allowance horses, and we're waiting for the year to turn over. We got 2 nice horses at the moment in Ocala going to the breeze ups. One of them looks like a real nice. And by Volatile is on opening day is March sale. He qualified for the March sale opening day. Very nice call. Drop by and see him.
Oh, sure. No, we will be there for sure.
Billy, bring your checkbook. You should bid on that one.
You guys,
absolutely.
Didn't you guys have a winner at Santa Anita this week?
Yes.
Right? You guys own Into It.
Into It, yeah, with Rick Dutro.
My top selection, by the way.
No, he likes
even money. That was a good choice.
You guys, you almost lost him because I was going to claim him.
No, please feel free next time.
I'll be honest with you. So the girl that gallops for Dutro, and I feel bad if we claim something that she gallops because like it'll look like she's telling us like I'll claim a horse or something. So
Michelle,
yeah, don't worry. I will give you full backup. Go for it.
That's an interesting
Mohammed will buy you an ice cream after.
It's very funny because I tell people that all the time, Mohammed and James, like when people want to claim our horses, I'm like, go ahead. Like they're in a claiming race. Like people are so worried that you're going to get mad if someone claims your horse. The whole point
don't you think Glatt would get mad if D'Amato claimed a horse that Jess got on every day?
No, because he knows because he trusts that they're not calling Jess and saying like, is this horse good? I wouldn't do
that. Understand.
I don't want to know because then they tell you all the negatives. They're like, oh, because they don't want to be on the hook, right?
Yeah.
They tell you negatives anyways.
In trouble. No.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
When it comes to claiming, you really have to block out some of that static because you're going to get so much intel. If you put feelers out there, you're going to get all kinds of intel. And then you got to sift through the intel and say, okay, what's real and what's not. Me, I would rather walk in. And if I'm going to claim, Michelle, if you have a horse and I'm going to claim, I would rather pick up the phone right now and say, listen, I'm going in. Just so you know up front as a courtesy, but I'm still going in.
Yeah.
You did that before. She's done that to me.
Yeah.
I said, go for it. I said,
and I've done that. And I've had people call me in advance.
Let's go back to Sport of Kings for a second because I want to hear a pitch. I want to, what makes Sport of Kings different than, you said it was a hybrid of this partnership. So now I'm a potential client. I'm a potential investor. I'm looking on the internet. I find this cool group. It's called Sport of Kings, primarily on the East Coast, I imagine. Guys, tell me, why should I invest with you?
I'll go first. And again, when I say a hybrid, that means that you're going to have the fan experience of a West Point because I think they do it the best. They know how to take care of their partners and do it that. But you also can go in for a little cheaper amount, more so towards a My Racehorse. You're not going to get something for $100. That's not happening. But you are going to get something at a relatively low share with a small markup, and you're going to be covered. In some of these horses, the expenses are rolled in. You don't have to worry about it like West Point does for 6 months or 8 months. And that's a nice feeling for a new person going into the industry that doesn't understand what the bills really look like in the real world. That gives them an opportunity for a whole year. Here's my one flat figure, and we're going to go in.
Okay,
On top of that,
that's interesting. So that let's just stop there for a second, because now I'm the client. Okay. So basically, when I invest, let's say in a 2-year-old in March, we buy a horse. You are going to lump up the expenses for my 10% for the year. How much are you guys basing that on? Do you know already?
Yeah, we're going to rough it out to see what training costs are going to be. You know, if everything goes forward, that 2-year-old, we do want them in training. Like we talked about the horse from last year that we held up till a 3-year-old year because we thought that was best for the development process of the horse. And we're going to do that every time. And again, it comes down to the horse coming first. The horse is going to tell you whether he's okay to run as a 2-year-old or he's not. If he's not, you see so many people forcing them out and running them anyway, and the longevity of that horse's career deteriorates after that point. And that's not the right way to do it. That's when Muhammad talks about the long-term success in the 3-year plan. That's how you get those good 4- and 5-year-olds running later, because they're fresh. We treated them properly as babies and developed them the right way. So what we would do is project out. The goal would be to put out that projection for it, including training costs. But if we got to put them on the farm, we're going to have a lump sum of money that's going to go towards 2025. That now is going to give you a little head start, and the bills are going to be cheaper in 25.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
When you talk about the 3-year plan, James, what is the culmination? What is like, okay, yes, the plan has been achieved. Is there a goal for the race? Is there just a goal for the stable, or what does that look like?
When Muhammad wins the Breeders' Cup for us, that's when the goal's been achieved.
Oh.
Muhammad, no pressure or anything.
Now, wait, what Breeders' Cup race? Because that is very kind of like specific as to what type of horse you're
Muhammad, I'm letting you off the hook now. Any of the Breeders' Cups I'm okay with. So you got out cheap.
I won a Breeders' Cup. I won a Saudi Cup. I won a Dubai Dolphin Cup.
Not with me yet.
I have 3 cups, but I need cash.
Sounds good.
So the goal is long term to win some of the bigger races and become the syndicate that people want to join. Right now we're shaking the trees, and we're a little bit picky with who we're taking in. We want either younger horse people that are just getting into the industry, but we have a lot of partners right now that are like me, that are coming in, that have done it on their own. And I like partnering with people, but I like partnering with the right people. And if they're not, and I've had a couple of sour experiences with the wrong people. When I met these guys, I knew I found the right ones, and I'm comfortable with them. They have the same mentality of the treatment of the animal and how they race. They're very aggressive with where they put the horses. I love it.
Good.
So
Michelle,
when you're saying you kind of want to gear towards younger people, we obviously love that because we want to see youth in racing so that we can, hope to continue on racing. How are you finding the youth?
from our podcast, Michelle, it's right here.
Exactly. That's what we're doing.
Right here.
We're basically just opening the doors for them.
That's why I did my get ready with me for you guys. I curled my hair and everything.
I'm sorry. All right, you can answer the question.
We should have recorded that. That would have got everybody in.
That is all on, by the way. That is all on the beginning of our podcast.
Oh, really? There's something to look forward. Everybody's they're gonna shut it off after you did your hair. Bringing young people in is hard because it's an old man industry. It always has been. But I also feel like if we target Saratoga, I know I have 27-year-old twins and a daughter and a son, and my son loves Saratoga. He would live there for 7 weeks if he could during the summer with all his friends. So that means we're doing something right as an industry standard at that point. Well, how do we take Saratoga and make it Belmont and Aqueduct and Gulfstream and all these other tracks? How do we do that? And that's the goal of this partnership. You bring somebody in that make it cost effective for them, and they have a good experience. If they have a bad experience, they're not going to do it again. If they have a good experience and they got bang for their buck, they're going to bring their friends in, and that's how we get youth in. And those people that are young now are going to have some money down the road to spend, and we want them, rolling that money into our industry.
Yeah, great points. What's Michelle and I are both very involved in aftercare organizations. Has Sport of Kings set anything up as far as aftercare plan, or have you thought about that?
Muhammad, I mean, I obviously I've used a lot of aftercare programs, and I'm a big advocate for when the horse two things: determining when the horse is done racing, and when that happens, what do we do from this point?
No, sure. There's many places you give them proper places where they take care of them. They teach them to be rides for kids, or different hobby, different lifestyle where they don't have to run so fast. Safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do that all the time. No, we do that all the time. We give them to Donna here, and she sends them all over the states. She has communication all over the states where they look after them.
I want to know what, James, I can't quite see those pictures. Is there one horse back there that is like your big time like champion? I'd like to know who it is. So
I have my favorites. Everybody has their favorites. You're not supposed to have your favorite kids, but I do.
I can't see which one. What are they? Lots of New York racing back there, James.
So listen, this is right back there. That horse is 02035. So he is named after my zip code where I live in Foxboro.
That's awesome.
Massachusetts.
I named a horse Foxboro.
No, you didn't.
Foxboro. Yes, I did.
Wow.
I was a huge Patriots fan.
Yeah. We so I'm a musician, and we're the band of the Patriots too. In better days. So we performed at the Super Bowl.
I have on my phone, by the way.
Oh, that looks terrible.
You can't see it's blurry.
It's blurry, yeah.
You got your whole thing.
I need to know why Michelle named the horse Foxboro.
I'm a Patriots fan. Billy was right. I'm a huge Patriots fan.
Loves
Grom. I had a little Shanghai Bobby, and I wanted to name him something patrioty, so I named him Foxboro.
Oh my God! Do I have some stories then for you? I've been a season ticket holder for 30 years. So
I would love to come as your guest one day. That'd be fun. On Super Bowl, my kid and I wore Patriots jerseys. She has her own that has her name on the back.
Oh, I got to show you the other side of the room. It's all Patriot stuff. This is all the horse stuff. The other side of the room is all Patriot stuff.
We'll trust
depending on the podcast he does is whatever way he faces.
How about this? I have 27-year-old twins as well.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You were rolling. You were rolling. So I didn't want to say, all right, listen, give us one final. I want to ask both of you. We haven't done it this year much, but you guys could do it. Mohammed, we'll start with you. New player coming into the game, new owner potentially. Take your Sport of Kings hat off. What kind of advice would you give them that you've learned over the years as participating in this sport from an ownership standpoint?
The most common one, I mean, you got to be very honest with the person and explain to them that you got to do this well within your comfort zone. This is this is a hobby for you and potential to make money, because we're dealing with a living thing. It's an animal. One day you have a champion, the next day he's a pony. It's gone. So you got to be very straightforward with them, and if they really love the sport and they do, that's the way they would approach it. Plus, but there's a chance where they can make money as well, obviously, with it.
Absolutely.
Sportive Kings will.
Well, all right. There's a guarantee. I like that. James, same question. Forget about Sport of Kings right now. You're an owner. What would you tell them?
I would say it's a difficult industry to be in long term. And you guys know that a lot of people get eaten up in their first year and they don't come back because of that first bad experience. Surround yourself with great people right out of the gate. It's as simple as that. If you have people that will take advantage of you and do the wrong thing, you're never going to make it and you're not going to enjoy the experience. If you surround yourself with people that are like-minded as you and work hard and treat the animal well, you're going to be successful in this industry and you're going to be there long term.
I think that's great advice. I'm looking forward to meeting you guys at the sales. We'll definitely have a beer or two. Michelle likes to have champagne. So
all right.
Buy her champagne. We really appreciate you guys coming on the show today. Sport of Kings Race, where do we find it? What is the website?
Good question. SOK, is it SOK.com? We got to ask Maria that one. She's in charge of all that.
We'll make
it
sure.
It is SOKracing.com.
Thank you, Michelle.
threeyear.com. And we'll see you guys at the sale. Mohammed, James, thank you. And we appreciate anybody, as always, who are trying to get new people into the sport. So we're looking out for you. We're rooting for you. And we hope to see you soon. And we hope to see those winner circle pictures on Mohammed's wall next time, not just James.
Exactly. All right. Go Pats, Michelle.
Yes, exactly. Go Pats. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Be well. That was Mohammed and James from Sport of Kings Racing. Great people, Michelle. They were very, very nice.
Super nice. And you know what I really like was James had a lot of passion. Like he sounded excited and he wants to get things going. And obviously he's been around and he has the right idea, right? You want to bring in someone new and someone youthful, and I hope it works out.
I hope it works out too. Mohammed obviously has a world of experience behind him. I think James, obviously, like you said, and he's been in a partnership. I mean, being in West Point, as a partnership guy myself, it's really, for me, a lot of people say, they say, well, aren't you bummed out if that person leaves and goes on their own? To me, that's an achievement.
You did your job, right?
Yeah, we're almost, I don't want to say it like this because this is going to come out wrong, but it's almost like we're kind of the school. We are kind of teaching. We're people are asking questions. They're learning and kind of learning how to manage horses, learning which horses to buy, which horses to stay away from. If you get into one of these partnerships, my advice is to ask as many questions as you can to that managing partner. And really try to learn, because ultimately, if that's something you want to do is go on your own, you're going to need that kind of knowledge and you're going to need those relationships that you've built. So, hey, good job by the Sport of Kings guys. I hope they go off and are big successes, especially this summer at Saratoga.
And they might be at Del Mar if they've got horses with Dutro. I mean, you never know.
I know.
Right?
I know. Welcome back, babe. Michelle, what is happening this week at San Diego?
So coming up at the Great Race Place, I mentioned that we have 5 days of racing. It feels very nostalgic. First post 12:30 every day. Thursday, it's free admission, free parking, and drink specials, which obviously we love. On Saturday, there is the $500 betting challenge. And they do have seats for the NHC either in 2024 or 2025. So you could play, I think it's in like 10 days or something, right? So if you want to jump right in the last minute or you want to save it for next year, you can. Monday, we're having dollar day. That's dollar beers, dollar sodas, $2 hot dogs. And then, of course, we have our normal wages. We got the Coast to Coast Pick 5. We've got the All Turf Pick 3s. We've got the Golden Hour Pick 4s. We got the Golden Hour doubles. So all of those really fun. Some of those are player friendly, low takeout as well. And we also have free admission Fridays. So it's free admission on Friday and parking, plus $3 beers and $5 margaritas.
That was a lot. It's a lot going on.
It's 5 days of racing.
I have to tell you, I love the hair. It looks
phenomenal.
You do? Yeah, it's great. It's I don't want you to take this the wrong way. It's cute. It's cute.
I don't like
which is nice. No, it's cute. It's really cute. It's kind of shorter than it was before, You
had to cut off some weight.
Was there a reason you did this?
No, I just went to get a haircut and she was like, do you just want to take off the ends? And I had actually watched a video of Jennifer Lawrence the other day and she had really short hair and looked so good. I'm like, I just want to look like Jennifer Lawrence. So she gave me Jennifer Lawrence's haircut. I don't look like Jennifer Lawrence, but
you do look like Jennifer. You're my Jennifer Lawrence.
You're so sweet.
All right.
What'd you get Kathy for Valentine's?
Nothing. We went out to dinner last night.
Last night wasn't Valentine's.
I'm on my way home. I have to go run a couple errands and I'm going to just buy her some flowers on the way home. So
Does she like flowers?
Yeah. And we're not a big Valentine's Day thing. We had a really nice dinner last night. What was so bad about that?
No, it's fine. What did you get?
We went to Portavia and we shared a steak and had a salad and some great appetizers. And it was really nice.
Wine?
Had a beer? No, beer.
Beer.
I can't drink red wine.
Why not?
It hurts my tummy.
Really?
The tannins.
Sulfate?
Yeah. I'm an allergy guy. Yeah, so tannins. All right. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. And thanks to Sport of Kings. You can check them out at sokracing.com. See you, Michelle. Have a safe trip.
Bye. Thank you.